my name is Jami Jo and I am from Jami Jo Sells Wax. Today we are going to be talking about the brand new fragrance flower from Scentsy that was created just for the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. I'm so excited about it. And I have a fun little trick that I'm going to teach you with the Scentsy fragrance flower. But first, let me tell you just a bit about myself. My name is Jami Jo, like I said, and I have been with Scentsy Fragrance since all the way back in 2008. I was a public school teacher when I found Scentsy, and I fell in love with the products because they were safe enough to have in my classroom and they absolutely worked. Guys, if you don't know, kids really stink, especially after recess on a hot Oklahoma day. And Scentsy saved my classroom, saved my nose from the kids in my classroom. And like I said, they were safe enough to have around all those kids. I was also starting to use it in my home because, again, I knew it was safe to have around my kids, my pets, and it was working in fragrancing my home, but I also loved that it was super affordable. I actually started as a host. I wanted to get a bunch of Scentsy for discounted and free. So I decided to have a party. It went so well that I was like, forget the party. I'm just gonna sign up to be a consultant. That was over 14 years ago. I have now continued to share and sell Scentsy products because I still love them, but also I have helped others to grow their own business. Thanks to that business, I was able to step away from the classroom. I do Scentsy full time now, and I live a life of my design and a life of freedom. So if that intrigues you, make sure you subscribe to this channel so maybe you can hear a bit more about it. Feel free to ask me questions anytime. But today we are going to be talking about the Scentsy fragrance flower. Now, the fragrance flower, let me grab, I have one up here in a cute little cage, but I also have this one. The fragrance flower is so cool. So this flower is actually made of wood. Like, it's a super lightweight wood called Sola wood. It is made in India. They are all hand tied. Now this one, obviously the jar of oil is empty, and you can tell from the coloring of it, it has been well used. But you can see how it's tied there. These are all handmade in India from that Sola wood. So how it works, and then I'm gonna unbox this one and show you exactly. It comes with a jar of oil. It comes with the flower. There's a couple different designs of flowers. This one is Buttercup Bell, but I think I'm opening Darling Dahlia. I don't remember. But then this wick at the bottom. So you would just open the oil, put the wick down in there, and instantly the fragrance comes out and you get to start enjoying the fragrance. It's like those old school reed diffusers with like the wooden sticks that came out of it, but they're so much prettier. I absolutely love our fragrance flowers for places where you don't have electricity, where electricity is not available. So I have a fragrance flower in my potty closet, as I like to call it. I have a room with just the toilet and the little cabinet above it. Obviously no outlet in there. So the Scentsy fragrance flower is the perfect way to fragrance that room. So that is what a fragrance flower is. Let's unbox this one, and then I have a fun little trick that I'm going to teach you to make your fragrance flower one of a kind. So as I unbox it, there's that little silver ring that you saw in that jar of oil. The jar of oil. And in here is my flower. Ah, yes, this one is the Darling Dahlia design. So a little bit different than the other one. So this is what it looks like fresh out of the box. Now I told you this one was specifically designed for Epcot at Disney. The reason for that is we are currently being featured at the Flower and Garden Festival in Epcot. And we have 6 different fragrances on display there at the Flower and Garden Festival. One of those fragrances is Sun-Kissed Citrus, which is what this fragrance flower is. Guys, I'm trying to open it as I'm talking to you. And it's got this plastic seal on here. Maybe I'll do that off camera. What was I saying? Oh yes, Flower and Garden Festival, Sun-Kissed Citrus. We've never offered a fragrance flower in Sun-Kissed Citrus before, so it is specifically for the celebration of the Flower and Garden Festival. So I am getting, I'm gonna mess with that off camera. So you would take the black ring off. There's a plug underneath there. You're gonna take it out. You're gonna screw the silver ring on there. Then you would put your flower down in it. But two things I want to show you. One is a must do and one is a can do. So the must do, all of the fragrance flowers are going to have a little paper ring on the wick of them. You can see it right there, or maybe you can't. But you have to pull that paper off. It's there so the rope doesn't unravel on its own. But if you leave it on there, it kind of hinders the rope, the wick, from soaking up the oil. So you need to make sure to get that little paper ring off of the wick. There, I got it off. So now you can see there's nothing at the bottom, it's just the rope. Now, what I want to show you next is a way that you can custom design your fragrance flower. Like I said, these are wood and they are going to be going down into a jar of oil. Now, we have discovered that if you use markers, specifically Sharpie markers, we've tried others and they don't work, specifically Sharpie markers on the edges of the flower petals and then put it down in the oil, those colors will bleed down into the flower and make a gorgeous, gorgeous design. You can use whatever colors you want. You can design them however you want, but you don't have to color the whole petal, just the edge of the leaves. So I am going to show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so after that fast forward speed video, this is what I've come up with. I just want you to notice that it's not perfect. Like, I've gone over here, like it's clearly not perfect here. If you look at the other side, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's absolutely perfect. I probably would have liked for that green to be a little bit darker. That marker was kind of running out, but it's completely fine. I was kind of going for a rainbow theme here, which I've never tried before. I've always kind of stuck within the same color family. So we're gonna give it a go and see how it turns out. I finally got that wrapper off the oil, so this is what you've got. So I'm just going to take that off. You'll see that there is that little plastic stopper in there. So we're just gonna get it out and get oil all over my fingers. Goodness, it's not wanting to come out. Woo! Goodness gracious. Well, there we go. Real life, friends. Then you just put that silver ring on there, and you are going to just pop the flower right down in there. Now, I will show you guys over the next few days how that color bleed is working and what it's looking like. Stay tuned. Actually, you don't have to stay tuned because I'm going to splice all the videos together. It's going to be super fun and easy for you to watch. All right, so this is day one. I just put it in the oil. You will notice that I put it in this fun little bird cage. I got this at Spots Playground at Target, which if you followed me for any time, you know I'm a Target addict. But I love having it in this little cage because I will tell you that the oil in these petals, if it gets up against anything, can harm fabrics and finishes. So I just saw this little bird cage thing and thought it was the perfect little spot for a fragrance flower because it does protect those petals. But I just wanted you to see exactly what it looks like up close right after being placed in the oil, and I will skip to tomorrow to show you what day one looks like. Okay, I was really concerned as to how this color scheme was going to turn out, but this might possibly be my prettiest flower ever. So this is basically 24 hours after putting it in the oil. Now you'll notice a bunch of the oil is gone. And that could be really alarming if you've never used a fragrance flower before, but it's because those petals are saturating so much of the oil. The rate at which that oil is soaked up will definitely slow down. All right, guys, we'll check it again tomorrow. By the way, this room smells freaking amazing. All right, guys, so it's been 2 whole days since I used the markers on the fragrance flower, and the outcome is absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. How beautiful is that? Now, just a reminder, you can use whatever colors you want on this, or you can leave it just the natural wood flower. It's totally up to you and whatever design you want it to be. I love our fragrance flowers for rooms that don't have electric options. Of course, if I can plug in a warmer, I'm going to use a warmer. But this fragrance flower is great for those areas that you don't want to cord or just don't have the electricity. They are definitely one of my favorite Scentsy products. So you can get yours anytime on my website at JamiJoSellsWax.com, or you can text me at 918-888-9690. I do want to let you know that the best way to purchase them is in a 3-pack because you get a great discount on that when you order in a 3-pack. So if you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. I would love to answer any questions that you might have. If you have learned something new today, make sure you subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments below, what colors would you put on your flower? I would love to know what colors you think would look gorgeous on one of these. Other than that, just a reminder, as always, my name is Jami Jo, and I'm here to make your nose happy and help you spice up your fragrance flowers.